Hey everyone, Justine with Blue Jay Orchids. Welcome back to my channel. So this is the official, um, for a second I forgot the name. Because if they're gonna have like a hurricane come at you, you think they could give it like a cool name, but forever we're gonna be talking about Hurricane Milton. I mean, it just sounds like an old person that wants to give you a hug. But all kidding aside, it was a very serious storm. Yeah, that's a word. Storm. And yeah, we ended up going through the eye of Hurricane Milton, and it was going back and forth. We were going to get hit, we weren't going to get hit. It was going to be a 1, it was going to be a 2, it was a 5 at one point. A lot more flip flopping than. Kind of want to say something, but it's somewhat bad. I was going to say then, I can't remember what election, but anyone who remembers the George Bush Al Gore election where like states kept flipping back and forth? Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like. And the reason I remember that is because I was homeschooled and my mom decided to have us draw in like whatever candidate won the state, and it kept changing, and she just said, I give up. Yeah, fun little information and memory there. I was homeschooled. One of the reasons I'm weird, but also one of the reasons I am the way I am. Yeah, fun little fact. Does it make sense now? Anyway, not the point. Nice little tangent, but let's get on with the main point. So it is, let's see what date it is. It is October 18th, because this is how long it's taken me to put this together. We got power back Sunday, so about 5 days without power. Um, yeah, I think the only thing worse than a hurricane in Florida is no AC. We were very fortunate that my in-laws and my parents ended up having power back like the next day. They went to bed without power, they woke up with power. I don't know how. Very thankful to all the linemen that came from all the different states and our people on the ground here. They did a fabulous job. Really appreciate all those people. 2 thumbs up for them. And yeah, so for the most part, we were very, very fortunate. If you've seen my little update videos, um, I just wanted to share because I didn't have power. There was no other way to share, so those were kind of unconventional. This is kind of more a normal video. A lot of sighing, deep breathing, and not a lot of dialogue because it was a very overwhelming experience. And my husband and I have decided we no longer will take cruises in September and October because I ended up taking a, short girls' cruise with a friend of mine. And we had the Hurricane Helena, or Helena, whatever that one was. So it ended up being more of a tropical storm where we were. And then my husband took the identical cruise, identical ship, out of Miami. We both did, the same thing. And he got back Monday, and the storm's supposed to hit us Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, that was a little stressful. So we have banned ourselves from taking cruises in September and October. We are not chancing that again. We did have a great time on the cruise, and it wasn't that much money because we got a really good deal. So we enjoyed that, but then all the stress of the storm kind of, you know, got rid of. Oh, Charlie, I see you in the background. Char, where you at? Come here, bud. Come on. Oh, Lucy. Okay. Oh, come here. Oh, here's Lucy. Yeah. Okay. We'll put you down. She's like, why'd you pick me up? Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is Charlie in the pictures. He was my first baby. You see him roaming around back there. Oh, where was I? Yeah, sorry, random. Yes, banned from cruises, no more cruises in hurricane season, at least not there. And yeah, so I was doing all the prep with my orchids when we were like, okay, are we getting a storm? Are we not getting a storm? My dad was able to help me get shutters up, so that was good and much appreciated. We are very fortunate that we have some family local to us, which is, not everyone is so fortunate with that, so we really appreciate that. So we got shutters up. I was moving orchids with the boys for several days before my husband got home, and then he got home Monday afternoon, and we went into full hurricane prep. Ended up getting the arch sideways and, just kind of finishing up what we needed to finish up. And then just rode out the storm. So I'll give you a little more update of that. I'll let you walk through some of the prep videos. It's a little choppy and put together just because the whole experience was a little chaotic. Fair enough. Um, but yeah, I'll check in with you after we get through some of the prep videos. Hurricane prep. Don't want to be doing this, but we are. What to do with that? That's going to come down, and we'll see how this does. Yeah. Live in Florida, they said. It will be fun, they said. We'll see. Wait up for what? You walk slowly? Mm-hmm.
You walk slowly, Mommy? No, Amanda.
Alright, careful, please. All these are coming off the tree. It's gonna be fun, fun, fun. Water level is not too bad. So there's our sign for reference. But yeah, gotta bring all this stuff in. Well, not in, but we don't want it flying around the tree. Same with this. And we're making progress. So, potting station. Put as many orchids as I can in there and then bring them to where they need to go. Still have way too much to do, but still have a little bit of time. These are just gonna have to ride it out. That can come in. This stuff will come in. Take everything off of here. Still a lot of stuff to do. Take everything off of this. We're getting there. We're getting there. Plain. Orchids, orchids everywhere. Bring this one inside, I guess. Oak tree, number 1. Water level, not too bad. Have a couple mounted plants. Spin Tree number 2. Mounted, grown in. Have buds, but those probably won't make it. This is stuck. Might cut that maybe. We'll see. That. 2. Brought the arch down. Have it anchored as best I can. It is what it is at this point. I'd like to see this flower, but not sure what's gonna happen. It's starting to rain. Come on, Char. Charlie, come on. It is what it is. Gotta bring some of that stuff in and I'm done. It's as good as it's gonna get. Novelty Phalaenopsis in the office. Lots of Vanda chandeliers. Novelty Phalaenopsis on the wall. Air plant. First time blooming for me. Gift from my one friend. Spike here. My favorite Phalaenopsis, I think. That won't focus now. There we go. And a Lauren Newton first time bloom, hoping that still blooms. Phalaenopsis on the buffet. Vanda chandelier, literally. See, I have it hanging on a hook up there. And orchids on the chandelier. Orchids on hooks. Orchids on the floor. Orchids, orchids, orchids. Too many orchids. Orchids on the table. Orchids on another table. And orchids in the bathroom. So anyone that wants to watch, I have 3 videos previous to this one. The first 2 are my thoughts day of the hurricane at sleep deprived 3, 4, 5 a.m. I forget what time. So I kind of go through the feeling of what it's like to be through a hurricane, and then I also have the video of day of hurricane Thursday night, because it kind of hit like Wednesday night, Thursday morning, where we spent the night at my parents' house because they had power. Um, so I'm not gonna go too in depth, other than as far as like what it was like to ride out the hurricane, because I feel like I've already done that and I don't want to, just kind of keep going over the same thing. And like I said, we are very fortunate. Like, I feel very blessed that we were basically spared from basically devastation. And my area actually did pretty well. We kind of expected, based on the news and all that, to basically almost be annihilated. So, yeah, the weather is scary, but Florida homes are kind of built to a hurricane code if you're in like a newer home. Now, a mobile home or, a home right on the beach, like those are not going to do well. But for the most part, this is kind of what you sign up for when you live in Florida. And I'm trying to think, I mean, I've been through a fair bit of hurricanes. I think this is the first, like, bigger direct hit. I mean, we saw some of Ian, but we lost a tree, but nothing too crazy with Ian. But I don't think we got the eye. This one, the eye was literally over our house, and it was like chaos, 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 all this horrible sounds, because with the metal shutters, even if like it's normal raining, it sounds awful. And then all of a sudden, just dead quiet. Like you could hear a pin drop. So that was surreal. I mean, it was kind of cool in a way, because even if nature's trying to kill me, I still kind of appreciate it. I don't know if I can say that. I guess if nature wants to unalive me, I don't know how much they censor certain words. But yeah, just rambling, because when you film and edit video late at night, you get rambling. I'm sorry. But you definitely know I'm real, because literally any thought that pops into my head is coming out at this point. Um, yeah, it's not. Even though it's been about. Okay, so it's been just about a week now, because yesterday would have been a week. It's just. It still hasn't really hit me. I went through like the kind of the shock, and then like the hurricane fatigue, and then I mean, we still have some damage that we're dealing with. Like we had to get new lights. We're gonna have an electrician come out, and hopefully that's not gonna be too much money. And I still haven't gotten all the orchids back to their final destination. And if anyone saw my last video, you saw I'm gonna be downsizing. So I've been bit by the orchid bug very strongly. I am strongly addicted. And maybe I'll do a video to kind of explain a little bit more of how I got started and my journey. COVID played a part, and some trauma played a part in the plant obsession. So if you're interested, leave a comment and I can work on kind of a little bio video, I guess. Maybe I'll talk about it while I do like a plant project. And I did check in with most of my local plant nurseries. For the most part, most of them did pretty well. Palmer had, they lost the tarps to their greenhouses, but it was cool right after the hurricane, so they were able to get temporary stuff on. And I went there Thursday, and yes, I bought a plant because I have a problem. I'll put a picture of that later on. It's actually really cool, and I have, if you want, there's a really cool piece of wood that I bought to put it on. If you guys want, I can film that, but leave some comments if you want me to film that. But yeah, so Palmer was basically back to working order when I went there Thursday. Let's look at the dates. So yeah, Thursday the 13th. So they had done a fabulous job of cleaning up and fixing everything, so I'm sure they had monetary damages because they did have, no power for a little bit, but plant wise, everything looked great. They have a very dedicated team. And for the most part, all their employees didn't suffer too badly as far as house damages, too. So was very happy to find that out. I know Plantillo had some damages, but they're still going forward with their sale in like November 1st. I'll put a flyer at the end, but Plantillo, there's also an air plant nursery around them called Tropiflora, and I've gotten some great air plants from them, and they're great people. They suffered tremendously damage wise. So they have a GoFundMe. I'm not positive the link. Whatever information I'll put in like the last slide, but they're also doing online ordering. Just be patient with them. I believe they're at the Rare Plant Festival show, which is happening this current weekend. So, like, if you're local, they're not open to the public yet, but when they are, I plan to make a visit and, at least buy something, show my support that way. But yeah, they're great people. So they suffered pretty badly. I know Jim Roberts from Florida Suncoast suffered a fair bit, and I think he has a GoFundMe as well. He's made some great crosses, great guy overall. Um, he's in the Mayaca area. And then Florida Orchid House, they're like a newer orchid grower. They haven't been around too long. They suffered some damages. But yeah, overall, all my orchid friends are safe. I've heard from, I think, just about everyone by now. And for the most part, our consensus is we are very fortunate. It could have been a lot worse. That's kind of where we're at. So I'll let you see the recap of kind of what's going on now. And I think I have a little bit of footage of where the arch is and some photos. So I'll let you catch on with that, and then I'll do a sign off at the end. Well, we are in the process of going through and assessing damages. Just as of now, doesn't seem like too bad, but we will see. And I'm going to flip you around and show you some of the orchid stuff. And then I gotta clean up. Gonna take a while.
Why you knock that down, Molly?
Shani.
Molly, do you like that?
Right, come here.
Molly,
Sure.
pee already?
Yeah, you peed already. So this made it, but it bent some, so we'll have to figure out what to do with this. This made it. Just this one fell over. And these did pretty well. Just a few missing orchids, but nothing too bad yet. We'll have to find some stuff when I clean this out. Glad this one made it. And this tipped over, I righted it already. That might be a goner, we'll see. But yeah, all the trees made it. So, stuff got pushed a fair bit. These I'm pleasantly surprised did pretty well. And one of the reasons I didn't move them is because, look, see? Not really that easy to move. This one did pretty good. It had this break off, which I'll just cut. And then those are all the ones that I moved there from the trees and wherever. Oh, that fell on one. But yeah, Pygmy made it. The Pygmy made it. Everything on the lanai did okay. That was on the lanai, so that was fine. I brought the big Vanda in. But yeah, all this stuff made it. This was not here originally. But yeah, this all made it. Had the shepherd hook go that way. But overall, these were all knocked over. Overall, not that bad. But gonna be trimming some of this. Obviously putting that one back. But, oh yeah, and then this stayed there for the most part. This little thing. And then when I came out this morning, it only fell there. So that's pretty impressive. This has pretty good damage though. Not sure that's gonna make it. Then there was another smaller Vanda. Hindsight, should have probably brought this one in. But yeah, I don't know if this is gonna make it. What's this? Huh. Well, this used to be something. Jamaican Jester. So, there's the tag. Wonder where the plant is. This made it. I didn't move this. Little foxes made it. Didn't know about those. Yeah, so just in the process of moving everything back. But overall, not bad. Took the shutters down already. So, trying to get these I took down, except that one actually stood. Because I think, because it has the prong. But yeah, this one stayed upright. I'm a fan of those. Making progress. Well, I've started moving stuff back. Gonna be a long process, but feeling like stuff's getting back to normal. Water level didn't get too high, so that's good. All right, closing thoughts. So, oh, hi, Lucy. Yeah, what are you doing back there? Yeah, sorry. Closing thoughts. Oh, my dad helping with shutters and a park break before the storm really gets going. Yeah, so anyone who saw the last video of just like the quick update knows I'm thinking of, you know, trying to think of words. So I have a very large collection at this point, and moving all my orchids let me know how much of a large collection I have. And normally, see, I buy orchids that I don't have to move in most of our cold fronts. The only time I do have to move is for hurricanes. And I'm not doing this again. I can't. Not at this time frame in my life and not with my current setup. So that has me thinking I will always have a large collection because the orchid bug is strong. And after saying I'm not buying any more orchids, I'm over this, yada yada. So I bought an orchid at Palmer's, there's one, and I bought three bag babies. So there's already four more orchids. I told you, it's a sickness. I did, however, rehome. Well, one orchid I probably am going to unalive. There's two other orchids that are not looking the best, so they might go bye bye. Um, I did give my Nana three orchids that I mounted to her tree. I have two other orchids that have future homes waiting, and one orchid that will be delivered to someone in November. So I am going through and deciding what orchids basically are worth staying in my collection. And I mean, for the most part, all the blues are going to stay. You guys know blue is my thing. But some of the ones that are harder to grow, don't like my winters, or require more effort, or just stubborn, they gotta go. I'm not dealing with drama queens right now. When my boys are older and I have all the time in the world, maybe a bigger than we'll revisit some of those. But right now, I have learned what I like growing. I have learned somewhat what judges like, and I really want to focus on growing some of the orchids I have to an awardable level. So, like, I really want to do more shows. I want to do more ribbons. I want to focus on award quality plants. Because doing the shows and stuff, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy the competitive aspect of it. So that is what I am working towards. And I'm starting, maybe I'll use one of my time lapse phones and I'll video it. I'll show you some of the notes. Like in my notes, I started categorizing my plants. Like I have a Cattleya list, Brassavola cross list, Vanda list, and orchids waiting to bloom list, and like a bag baby list. So I can show you kind of what I'm working on there. But I'm just trying to see, um, one, how many orchids I actually have, because I honestly don't know. I know I have a bunch, and I kind of have a somewhat photographic memory, so I kind of know where they were and what I have, but I'm also extremely dyslexic. So sometimes the names I swap. For example, I thought I was getting one orchid, and it actually ended up being a different one because in my mind I saw a different name. Yeah. And then the orchid names, they don't make it easy. They are not user friendly, as we say. But yeah, so I know the last video kind of gave the impression I'm over this, yada yada. I'm not over this. I'm just changing and refocusing my direction a little bit. Um, oh, and then I did say I was going to share the photo of the orchid I got at Palmer's, so I'll do that on the next slide, and I'll also show you the piece of um, wood that I got that I'm going to mount it on, and then you guys can leave in the comments if you want me to do a demo on it. Because I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward demo, and I'm excited about how it's going to look. And then, but yeah, the most important thing to me, it's not things. And I mean, I love orchids, but the most important thing to me is not orchids. The most important thing to me is my family, my pets, and I am religious. I do believe in a God, and I go to church. I'm not going to shove it down anyone's throats, but that is my core belief. So I do believe stuff happens for a reason. And this is with the amount of national or not national. They're kind of national. But I was going to say natural disasters that have been happening lately. It's just kind of weighing heavy on my heart to have this many orchids just out in nature. It's become a little too stressful and it's stealing some of my joy. So in order to gain back some of my joy, I need to in my mind decide a number that is maintainable for my current conditions and my current time and try to stay around that number. So my orchid collection is going to be growing. It will change, but some other orchids are going to go to replace new orchids. And when I wait for orchids to bloom, when they do bloom, if I don't think they're awardable, they will be finding new homes either through selling, trading, who knows. But yeah, I have some duplicates of some crosses just because I want to see if they come out any different. But as they bloom, if they're not, we'll say wowing, ugh, cannot talk, wowing me, they will be, moving along. But I will say, like, the orchid community is amazing. Some of my Instagram friends and stuff, before the storm and during the storm, for a while, like, I couldn't communicate because without internet where I live, I have no cell service. So, like, some people were starting to get worried about me. And before the storm, people were offering, like, if you can make it here, you can hang out here and stuff. So I was really touched. And I really appreciate everyone in our plant community. And I would never give this up for anything, basically. Yeah, it's been a heavy week, or a little over a week now. And ironically, um, before we had our hurricane and our scare, I was thinking of how to make a video and kind of acknowledge what was happening in the Carolinas because we just went to Asheville in July and like some of those places, like we were there. We did check with our place that we stayed at. We stayed in an Airbnb and they're fine and their family's fine, so that's great. Like, very appreciative and thankful for that. But the area is just, it's crazy. I mean, the world's just a scary place sometimes. And I said it in an Instagram post somewhat recently like, nature is beautiful, yet terrifying. Like the flowers of the orchid, like the beauty captures you. The beauty of a butterfly flying and like the transformation cycle. And then something like the crazy storms or crazy lightning fires or flash floods or I mean, nature is beautiful and terrifying. It is out of our control. And this year's just been one of those years in Florida and the tropics where it's more active. Sometimes we get those years, sometimes we are fortunate and have a quiet year. This one reminds me and a lot of other Floridians of 2004, Charlie and all those storms. But looking ahead, Florida's strong. We will all rebuild and my area for the most part, like it could have been a lot worse. For the most part, all of us are very thankful. And I know there are some people that are not able to rebuild, and I know there are some people that are in very, very bad um, was like situations, circumstances. So, I mean, my heart goes out to the people that have lost everything because I dealt with the what if, but I didn't have to actually deal with that. And I don't know how I would deal with that with some of the stories I've been hearing. So the next post will be the Palmer Orchid I got, and that's Mount. And then some of the other slides will be um, whatever I can find from the local nurseries that either have GoFundMe's or just whatever information I can find on them. And I might not do the GoFundMe's because sometimes those links just don't work, but I'll at least give you like all the information that I can find. And whatever you can do, support. And as far as the channel, whatever you can do helps. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. And, some of my viewers have been checking in. Really appreciate everyone. And we will get back to some more upbeat, regular videos after this. This is hopefully the last hurricane update. I'm sure there will be other storm updates and cold front updates, but this is it for Hurricane Milton. I'm done. No more. And then eventually, once I get everything back out, we'll do an update on look, this is everyone's new home, but we're not there yet. But for now, enough rambling, and you guys know, keep growing. Bye. It's not stopping. It's not stopping. All right, for real. Bye.